Good morning.
Hello,
Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian,
I'm Lauren.
and today it's cold. So maybe the floor is hot. Maybe you're sitting right by a rad over here. But let's get on your back and start today's practice with your breath. This is our beginner body weight and kettlebell class. Check in with the basics like your core strength and our breath. And from there, we'll explore the kettlebells. There's some kettlebells right behind me, beside me here. I have a light and a heavy. Lauren taught her class last night, and she just has a nice moderate bell to groove the strength of the kettlebell. It doesn't have to be heavy. You don't even have to have a bell. But follow along for simple and strength movements to do at home. But as you said, let's start with our breath. Hand belly and hand chest. Take a belly breath in for 4 seconds. Feel that rise, fall, and then exhale to feel that fall. In the nose, out the nose, repeat one more time. Belly breath in, 4 seconds. Nice and slow, nice and full. And then exhale. Repeat the same effort at the chest. 4 seconds in. Expand left to right, east and west, and then exhale. The bottom hand stays calm. We breathe into the chest one more time. And feel that expansion of the rib cage, and exhale. So go back to the belly in a 4-second inhale. Followed by a 4-second hold. And exhale, also 4, 3. Now take a chest breath in for 4 seconds. Hold also full for 4 seconds. And then exhale. Now connect that all together. Take a belly breath in for 4. Hold full for 4. And then a chest breath in. And exhale for 4, 3, 2. Hold empty for 4 seconds. And a belly breath in, 4 seconds in. Hold full for 4 seconds, calming down the tension in the shoulders, and then inhale to that chest. Follow that by our 4-second exhale. And for the last one right now, hold empty for 4 seconds. Again, relax and conserve that energy, and breathe into the belly for 4. Hold full for 4. Inhale to that chest next. Exhale. And resume your breathing. Fill the belly low, expand the rib cage wide, and own the control of your breath. And in particular, in our swings and planks. From here, I need to just check my board from the breath. There we go. Look into those wrists and the head neck. So from this position that I'm in, the Siza, or from the ground like Lauren, get yourself to all 4s. Start by placing the fingertips down first. And really, the fingers, that last digit, that last knuckle joint on the fingers. And then from there, just roll from the index towards the pinky, and then back and forth. And just play with a little bit of the finger flexion there, little spring. Then connect that knuckle line to the ground. So that's this line right here, the top of the palm, if you will. And then same thing, articulate from that pinky side of the hand towards the ring side. And by ring, I meant index, I'm sorry. Looking at my ring instead. So then from there to the index. And then squeeze every ounce of pressure into that floor there. And then get the heels of the hands or the palms down. Now from here, keep that wrist extension. And at the head neck, do a modest chin tuck that the crown of the head goes long and the chin goes to the sternum. Then from there, extend forward, eking, wowing, yeah-ing. Kind of faces feel weird and fun. And then chin tuck in, crown goes long, modest chin tuck. Same thing, extension through, little vowel sounds, E, I, O. Little weird, little good, chin tuck. Then from here, push into the first knuckles, Maybe repeat that just for a couple in a row, and then ultimately pop the floor away and shake. Sorry, a little itch. Same thing with your fingertips facing the side. With your fingertips facing lateral, just roll from the index towards the pinky. And you might have to put some eyeballs on it, or could you even just feel what that's like without looking at it? Then connect that knuckle line and do the same thing. Nice and control. Again, Lauren's head position of just looking out in front of the hands is great. And then from there, connect the heels of the hands to the floor. With the hands in this position, laterally flex at the neck, bringing an ear towards the shoulder. My left ear is towards my left shoulder. I'm pulling to the other side, right ear to the right shoulder. Then pull the right ear to the right shoulder, but let that tension overcome as you bend the other way. And again, I'm going to pull to the left to send energy to the right. And repeat that one more time. Nice and modest on that head neck side bend. One more time to the other side to even that out. Return the head neck to center. And then at those hands, just a couple of those first knuckle push-ups again, keeping those elbows nice and straight. And then on that last one, boing, fling them away. One more quarter turn at those hands. Fingertips face the knees. Get the fingertips down first, then the knuckle line, and then the full hand. Using against the wall might be a nice modification as well. And from here, we're going to start with our face pushing forward into that extension. And then from there, look towards the shoulder, and then scrape the collarbone to center. Then in center, face forward, and from forward, the nose moves its direction towards the shoulder, and then casually scrape the chin on the clavicle. Return facing forward. Last 2 repetitions, do the chin tuck in. I'm going to go to the right this time, tracing my clavicle, looking towards Lauren, and then bringing my face around center, and then repeating that chin tuck one last time, tracing the collarbone to look at my left shoulder, and then bringing my face forward, finishing looking down, and then bend the elbows, pull those hands off the floor, a little bit of that flick away, and relax that. From here, Lauren will take us through a little bit more mobility. Get up here. We don't need a kettlebell or a dumbbell yet. Just use your own body weight and phase out the stages of the get up.
Lying on our back. Let's do our left side first. So take your left arm and just cross it across your chest. Take it out of the way. Take your right leg and your right arm, and they're on the floor heavy, running parallel with each other. Take your left foot, it's planted and bent, close to your butt. From here, without going anywhere, push your left foot into the floor and feel your hip extend a little bit because your glute squeezes or your butt squeezes. And then relax that back down to the floor. Do it again. Drive into the floor, extending your hip, squeezing your glute, and relax. And now this time we're going to push into the floor, squeeze our glute, extend our hip, and pull on our elbow to our tall elbow sit. From here, check in with your shoulder. Do you have this proud shoulder with that lat engaged? Good. Then go to saggy shoulder. And then go back to that packed shoulder. And one more time, saggy shoulder. Repack. Keep it packed as your hand then finds the floor. Squishing that bug and straightening out that elbow. From here, adjust as needed. Brace. And let's lift our hips and hold. For 3, 2, and then butt comes back down. Repeat again. Stack the shoulder over the wrist, lift our hips and hold, and then this time take that leg, sweep it through underneath. From here, we're going to rotate a little bit here. So I want you to rotate both shoulders towards the floor, and then head stays in line with sternum or the center of your chest as you rotate open towards the wall. Pack your shoulder on that bottom side. Try rotating open. Head is only going as far as your middle body. And then rotate closed back to center. This time, keep your eyes looking at your hand that's on the floor as you try to rotate open your upper body again. Watch that shoulder, mine crept up. Close back up, shoulders towards the floor. From here, Hand pushes away, hips extend, front foot moves. Without standing upright yet, push down into the floor, forward with your front leg, and down into the floor, backwards with your back leg. Create some tension. You almost hover off the floor with that knee, and then relax. And then do that again so much that you hover, and then stand to tall. Let's step back. Same, the leg that just came up, or the leg you can touch, drop back lunge. It should be your right leg. Control down. Front foot opens up. Do your chop and your rotate so hand finds the floor underneath those stacked shoulders. From here, lift that back knee. Sweep it through with control to the elbow, keeping the lat engaged, shoulder proud. And then press away from that elbow towards the floor. 3, 2, and to your back. Whew. Throw that imaginary bell to your right arm. Same thing other side. Right arm across your body, right leg bent, left leg's out in line with each other, parallel with each other. Now press into the floor, drive and squeeze that glute, extending your hip, and then to the back. Repeat again. Drive into the floor with that right foot, sending energy up into your right butt cheek, extending hip, and relax. Last time, drive and then pull on elbow. Did you get there with a proud shoulder, or you slump straight away? Unslump. Be tall, be proud. One more time, slump. One more time, proud. From here, find that hand, squishing the bug, elbow straight. And again, slump, packed. Now adjust as needed. I always have to move that front foot, that's allowed. Lift your hips, hold a bridge. Lift them up, hold. 3, 2, hips come down to find the floor. This time, lift them up and sweep it. Lift, sweep. From here, no, we rotated from here. So both shoulders square up towards the floor. First one, head stays in line with the middle of your body as you rotate open. Breathing, and then closing back to center. This time, eyes stay looking at your hand, rotating open. And then from there, close it back up. Press the hand away, extending your hip through. Front foot moves. Gather that energy in order to stand up. So start pushing down and forward in that front foot and down and back in that back foot. You could see that I do it so much I almost start to hover. And now do that so much that you up to tall. Left leg steps back. Control down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Foot opens up. Those shoulders as you sweep through. Find your elbow and then slow to your back. 4, 3, 2, and down. Whew.
Very good. From here, let's get a high planks position on elbows or hands. Elbows or hands. High planks position. What do we mean? Lauren, let's show them. Bum up higher than you ever thought in your plank. Then from that position, for 10 seconds, squeeze your bum, brace your core, pull the elbows to the ribs and the elbows to the hips and toes to the elbows. 3, 2, gently put the knees down. Were you watching like me? Then it's our turn. If you're watching that, join me as we do the same thing. 3, 2, cue us, Lauren. Go.
Up, you guys hold. Tuck those hips under, squeeze those butts. If I came over through the TV at you and tried to push you over, you wouldn't move. Solid like rock. 3, 2, knees come down. Are we up or down?
You thought we were only doing one of those?
Yeah, I was watching.
Come on. Do that again. 2 of those. Just get that system fired up.
3, 2, let's go.
2, 1, go. So Lauren's in that 10-second plank. This I go, you go way will be going forward with a little bit of a kettlebell swing or deadlift in a second. And for 2 more seconds, cramp up. Easy off. From the you go, now it's the I go. Last time, 10 seconds.
There's Christmas cookies around this room.
How is that possible?
5, 4, 3, 2, and then soft landing.
And take your time. Coming up.
I guess we are kind of down there though. Whew.
We're going arm bars first here.
Yeah.
Messing up
let's do our hinges first.
Messing up. Here we go. Hinges. I have a heavy bell and a light bell. and I'm planning on using my heavy bell for my legs and my lighter bell for my upper body. If you have 2 kettlebells at home, playing with a light and a heavy is a nice way to add some variation and some strength endurance to your practice.
And I have no bell right now, just to show you you can do it without.
Standing over top of your bell, actual or imaginary, set up that hip hinge. Hallmarks of the hinge, the vertical shins, hands to the top of the bell with a neutral head neck. Lauren's demonstrating all of that very well. Then let go of the kettlebell if you have it, and come on up by pressing the feet into the floor and extending those hips. Let's do that 2 more times here, very slow, and this is a nice way that we can start introducing our hinge or refining the hinge. The hip hinge. The head for me is looking about 4 feet out in front of me. I'll grab the kettlebell, packing my shoulders on it, feeling some energy of that bell or load in the preload hamstrings. Then I'll let go and press the feet away to stand up. One last time, same thing. Set up the hip hinge. Push the feet out here as well. Create tension and root your feet into the floor. Grab the kettlebell if you have it. Pack those armpits. Then let go and push the feet to stand up. Let's do that get up protocol back down to the floor. And that's where I'll be using my light kettlebell, a light dumbbell, a rolling pin, something to grip onto. So from here, Lauren's going to set up in that lunge position. So again, take a single hand across the body, leg you can touch, drops back into the lunge, then open up to the side, rotation and hinge, sweep through, find the elbow, and then that core plank tension to the ground. Firing range and kettlebell arm bar. Firing range is just to hold it on your back for time. Our arm bar includes the rotation. Both those videos can be found in our Kettlebell Basics series, which we will be updating over our Christmas break here. Might have bad haircuts again, but oh well. We're going to redo it and work on those basics always. So here we go. I'll cue it through. We're going to cuddle our kettlebell on our side. Grip the bell, pinky side near the handle. Take a breath in. And in one movement, roll to your back. And then press to the ceiling. Keep 2 hands on that kettlebell if it feels a little precarious or real heavy. But as confidence allows, take the hand away and place it overhead. We're in our get-ups position mostly, except that arm now overhead. Push through the floor of the bent leg, extending the hip and initiating the roll. Then from there, just return to your back with tension and control. We'll repeat that for 2 more. Like Lauren cued earlier, push the foot in the floor, extending the hip, getting yourself in that sideline rotation, and then nice and control to the back. 1 more repetition.
We're keeping our foot on the floor, by the way.
Push through the floor. You got it. Push through the floor. On that sideline, shoulder blades packed like Lauren's cues in the warm-up as well. And then nice and slow to the back. 2 hands on. Pull that kettlebell towards the hip. And then cuddle. I'm glad I used my light one there. So build that time and strength by building the time under tension. Cuddle that bell. Again, my pinky is near the edge or the horn side here. From there, take a big breath in. Then roll to our back and press to the ceiling. As allowed, take the other hand towards flexion in the shoulder, meaning overhead, and then push through the floor of that bent leg, initiating your roll and hip extension. Then with control, return to your back. Repeat, extension of that hip, pushing into a rotation, armpit staying low, lat strong, and again, return to your back. And final repetition, push through the floor, roll towards the back.
Front.
And then nice and slow from the front. Thank you, Lauren. Return to the back. 2 hands on, pull that kettlebell back down to the hip. Take it for a sideline. And then again, from here, you choose your side and let's get up. I have my right arm to the ceiling. From here, we'll extend through the hip, pull up onto that elbow, get back to that tall sit, bridge, hip sweep. Then again, arm up a leg, square up a lunge, stand up tall, and pull that arm back down. Let's repeat our hinges again, or our deadlift. This time, I'm going to go from my pretending, holding it, to actually lifting that off the floor. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'll lift it.
Lift it. When we're lifting it, it's the idea of a preload. The preload is, this is a 70-pound object right here. I'm going to lift 99% of that weight. Then I'll lift it off the floor. Preload that you feel tension on your abs, your feet feel rooted in the floor, and that'll give you feedback whether you're able to or maybe not so much to be able to pick it up. Let's set it up. Hip hinge. Looking a little bit out in front of you. Pack the shoulders, preload to lift it, and then brace core. Hold for a 1/1000, pull the shoulder blades back, and then to the floor pretty quick. Come up barehanded. Take a look at your kettlebell. Did it land where it started, or is it slightly out front? If it's out front, just back up a little bit and make sure that kettlebell is underneath your center as much as possible.
So go forward. If it's out
If the
front.
if the kettlebell's out front, you come forward just a little bit. So let's set up a hip hinge again. Hip hinge. Looking out in front, trying to find that kettlebell without looking at it. Then pack those armpits, preload, and lift, drive, retract those shoulder blades, brace the core, and to the floor, between the feet, come up barehanded. One more time. Hip hinge. Find that kettlebell, pack those shoulders, core brace, lift to the top, and push the feet out, return the kettlebell to the ground, come up barehanded. As in a moment, as we go forward through the swing, I go, you go, are you prepared to do our swings with us? Maybe some of those body weight variations, or just do your kettlebell or dumbbell deadlift. Return to the floor, progression off of that arm bar. So, can you recall what side was what? I think I have to do mine with my left arm across chest, my right leg to the back. Taking time in the lunge, opening up, rotating and hinging. Find your tall sit to the elbow, and then push off. Take a quick moment, just look at me on the screen here. The nice progressions off of that arm bar include from the back to the firing range position to the arm overhead. From here, we could extend the hip and then move the foot, hooking it on the back of the knee and finding it onto the floor. And we could stay here and then return to the back. Two hands, pull it down, end up back in that cuddle. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Check those basic series for about a 10-minute video, in-depth video on the protocols for that get up and the standard for the arm bar. Here we go. We're going to cuddle our kettlebell. Take that breath and roll, press to the ceiling. Take the other arm overhead and then extend the hip, pushing through the floor. Rest the head on the arm. Take that foot and hook it on the back of the knee, and then have that knee find the floor. Is that armpit still heavy? Breathe into that position for a couple seconds longer, and then return to your back. Nice and slow. Can we do that one more time? Extend through the hip, getting onto your sideline. Then that foot hooks the back of the knee, finding the floor on the other side for balance. Armpits low, grip strength working, and then nice and controlled, return to the back. Two hands on that kettlebell, pull it down to the body, and then that cuddle. The kettlebell stays put most of the time for me, and I do my little turnaround just like that. And the same thing last time on the other side here. We have our cuddle position in check. Take that breath, roll, and press. Arm overhead. From here, extend through the bent leg, hip, pushing onto your sideline. Then that foot can hook the back of the knee, and then that left knee, in this case, with the left hand on the bell, would find the floor. Hang out there, continue to build that strength and awareness through the armpit and shoulder, and then nice and control, return to your back. Repeat one last time. Keep that knee bent and push through the floor, connecting the hip and the foot to the ground. Then the foot hooks the back of the knee, can find the floor with patience. And for a couple more seconds here, the armpits stay low. Find that balance of the bell, and then return to the back. 2 hands on, pull it down to the body, and return to the cuddle. I think again, it's my left arm, so I'm going to take that left arm in a body weight capacity here, place it to the ceiling, and then get up to standing one last time. Extending through the hip, pulling on the elbow, tall sitting and bridging. Bridging leads to sweeping. Sweeping leads to standing. And core, up and pull, down. Some of our body weight swing drills include our shadow swing, where we'll just take our time and phase out that, and then nice and control, replicate our body weight version of our swing. More rambunctious versions could include our chop and pop. We go chop and pop, chop and pop, chop and pops. Laura and I will be demonstrating our kettlebell swings here, and for 4 rounds back and forth, we're going to commit to doing 5 repetitions. You go, or Lauren goes, and then I go. Let's check it out, Lauren. Let's do 5 repetitions of your swing. So we're just kind of shaking out in between, looking at her form, and saying, wow, her feet are gripped the floor. Her shins are staying nice and vertical. The dragon breath is out, which means super strong on those abs. Oops.
Now it's your turn to go
now
4, 5.
So now we're going 5.
Feet are planted, hips are hinging, abs are braced on both the up and the down, and you're swinging that bell to that chest level, keeping the shoulders retracted.
5. Whew. My first 5 are the hardest 5, taking the heart rate from, 90 beats, 100 beats a minute, maybe up to 120. But then you can find that rhythm and get into it without too much more delay.
Strong exhale as your hips snap through, and at the top, it's your abs bracing you to stop, not that low back.
So it's 2 reps down, and pop. Lauren has nice straight elbows, timing that swing that we're in that planks position for as long as possible.
Finishing round 3 here of 4, keeping that breath consistent. Strong exhale. And parking the bell with the same control that you pick it up with.
And one last time here. Finish your last set like it's your first set with power, strength, and the confidence that you could do that again if you had to.
Remembering that float zone there, so the bell is floating at its peak, and you're controlling it.
That gets the heart rate going on that one. So we're going to keep things a little bit quieter, slower as you go through. Do you have a heavy and a light bell?
No.
That's okay. I'm going to use that kettlebell that I really want to use in my press, but it's heavy. So I got to build a relationship with it first. We're going to carry things down low in our farmer's carry, then our goblet, and then switch to one hand into the rack. Pairing that with our movement clocks, working on body weight squat variations, and kettlebell carries. Ready?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want me to talk? You need to catch
No,
your
I'm
breath?
good. Whew. But again, it's hard work, those swings. Okay. Set up, just like you did in that kettlebell deadlift, but this time only one hand touches the bell. Set up the hinge. When your one hand touches the bell, pause. Check your posture out. Do you look like Lauren, A++, or do you look like me? And I'll give myself an R for rotation. Ugh. Let go of your kettlebell and come on up. If you find your shoulders in this direction here, I want you to pull down that armpit and pull off that kettlebell and return your shoulders to square. Then let go and come up. Let's do that on the other side. So my left hand will grip that kettlebell. My shoulders are square. Like in Lauren's warm-up, turn the shoulders away from that kettlebell. So you rotate away, then pull down that armpit, and then return to square. Let go and come up. Feel the rib cage connected to the hips on the seatbelt or X pattern, making sure we feel nice and strong in the core. Going forward, let's pick it up, hold it at our side for a 20-second interval. Hip hinge. Grip the kettlebell. Are you square? Preload to tall, and then step. For 20 seconds, we're core bracing. We're pushing the foot out. We might elevate the shoulder. We might pull the shoulder low, but keep those shoulders nice and level.
Squeeze your butts.
Squeeze your butts, Liz
Keep your
Lauren.
weight even between both feet.
And for 4, 3, open your stance. Return the kettlebell between the feet. Are your shoulders square? And then come up. A little bit of a shake in between. Return the bell to the floor. Return the shoulders to square. Let's do it again. Hip hinge. Shoulders square. Tension on. To tall. Adjust your stance a little bit as you need. And on this side, I know I have to shrug my shoulder a little bit to stay low. And I'm trying to fasten that seatbelt from that left shoulder to my right hip. I need to keep breathing and bracing and squeezing and counting. And we'll do that for 5, 4, 3, 2. Open your stance. Return the kettlebell to the floor. Pause. Are you rotated like me? If so, let's square up, let go, and up body weight.
To help you prevent the rotation, take your offhand and shadow it down so it's almost touching your other bell. And you can't rotate if your hand isn't there.
Keep square. Can we do that one more time? Let's do it. Same thing. Hip hinge. Square up. Pack shoulders. Core brace pull. Adjust your stance. And again, 20 seconds or similar. This outrigging our arm might help, particularly if we started to go for a little bit of a walk. But for right now, root those feet in the floor. Cramp those bum cheeks. And for 5, 4, 3, open your stance, return to the floor. That's a great cue with Lauren's shadowed arm there. And then up barehanded. Final time in this low position on the other side. This case is my left. Hip hinge, hand on, shadow with that other arm, good cue. Pack the armpit up and then together. And again, on this side, I shrug a little bit to keep my hips and my shoulders level. I core brace, push my feet out, and for 10 seconds more, I brace. And I try to look like this. And for 4, 3, open stance, return to the floor, barehanded up. All right, Lauren, take us through some squats. Movement clock.
Oh, movement clock. Clear your area.
Yeah.
Give yourself some room in front of you. You want to see my feet, don't you? They're so beautiful. All right, standing tall. Shoulders are square forward for our first couple. That means peel your foot off the floor, flick your toes, toe ball, heel, land, back heel heavy, back knee straight, square. Press forward to come back to center. Same thing, but off on a 45. Peel, open, toe ball, heel, press forward to come back. This time, I want you to peel off the floor, flick, knees forward, then it opens side, but hips still stay square forward. Point, toe ball, heel, land, press away to come back. We're gonna break some rules this time. Peel off the floor, rotate first here, then let your hips open. Toe ball, heel, new corner, shoulders and hips square to that corner. Press forward to go back. Last one, baby step. Peel off the floor. Toe, ball, heel, back knee bends, front leg stays straight, both hips level. Press through that using your foot and pulling under. Same thing, second leg. Peel, flick, toe ball heel, back heel heavy, square forward. Press forward to go back. Peel, flick, 45, square forward, press forward to go back. Peel, knee front, then open, point, toe ball heel land, press to center, peel, open, then open hips, toe ball heel land, back to center, and last time, peel, little step, toe, ball, heel, back knee bent, front leg straight, hips level, press through, extending hips to toe.
Body weight, fun stuff. Kettlebells, fun stuff. Do you have that load at home? Any load will do. Go to Canadian Tire, go to Play It Again Sports, go to www.whatever. Pick up a light load. You can do a lot with a light load, particularly if we add that tension component to it. So here we go with our second lift, and it is a little bit more ballistic. Repeat that low carry. You can never go wrong with that low carry, but getting used to that rack's position can be fun as well. For the rack, I'll take my right hand, place it on a handle parallel with my feet, lasso the other hand over top, and then from there, zip up my jacket, pull it into this rack's position. Hallmarks of the rack is a vertical forearm, shoulder blade in retraction, core squeeze, feet out, the usual things. To dismount, 2 hands, return to the floor, and up barehanded. Left, right, or right, left, right, left. We'll do 2 times, 20 seconds each side. 3, 2, set up the hinge. Grab on, 2 hands, use your hips to pop it up. Catch it in that rack. For 20 seconds, we're core braced, we're butt squeezed, our feet are pushing out.
Also feel where that bell is. Your bell weight should really just be on your forearm, not on your bicep. So
4,
keep that weight there.
3, 2, 2 hands on, return, and body weight up. And we'll shake. Same thing other side. Set up the hip hinge. Grab it with the right arm, pistol grip around with the other, zip up your coat, hold the rack. My rack, a guy's rack, might be a little tighter to the body. This is okay too. Lauren's will be just a little bit wider than mine. But again, we're holding on for about 8 more seconds here. Push the feet out. Core
No matter
brace.
girl or boy though, your
3,
vertical forearm.
and 2. 2 hands on. Return to the floor. Shake it out. You sweating yet? Sometimes those loaded carries turn on the abs. They turn on the furnace on the inside out. Here we go. Pistol grip. Zip it. Pull it up. Hold it in that rack's position. Breathing. Pushing the feet out. Squeeze the bum. And then squeeze it again. Could you push this overhead? As a thought. Not as a mandate, but there you go. And in 5, 4, 3, 2 hands on. Return to the floor. Come up. Shake it. One last time here. Set up our hip hinge. Grab on. Pull it to that rack. Core brace. Breathing and squeezing. Hanging on. And for 8, 7.
Nice
6.
straight wrist. Don't let that bell break and pull your wrist over.
2 hands on. Return it to the floor. Barehanded up. Body weight legs time, Lauren. Let's do it again.
One more set of our clock. Let's get tricky here. Keep the same clock, but start at a different time. Feet are underneath you. We're going to go back to front this time. Peel off the floor. Toe ball heel. Back knee is straight. Front knee is straight. Back knee is bent. Press into the floor to press yourself back to center. Then peel that foot off the floor. Knee front. Knee opens. Hip opens. Toe ball heel back on a 45. New corner. Press forward to back to center. Peel off the floor. Knee front. Knee side. Hips, shoulders square forward still. Press. Try to send that knee over the toe. Back to center. Peel. Point. 45. Forward. Press back. Last time to the front. Make sure you keep your back heel down and your back knee straight. And then press forward to back. Same thing second side. Peel off the floor. toe ball heel. Both hips are level as they go back. Drive through, place down. Peel, knee front, knee side, hips rotate, toe ball heel land. Press forward to come back. Peel, knee front, knee side, point, toe ball heel land, press. Peel, point, 45 land, press back, and last time peel, point, toe ball heel, and back. Great.
Whew. We might have one last position to put that kettlebell in. Lauren stole our thunder a little bit with it in that overhead. I was using my heavy kettlebell low and medium, and I'm going to go to my lighter kettlebell overhead. And a benefit of this is it's going to feel even lighter, playing with some load variations there. Again, a fun way to diversify and perhaps intensify or simplify or confuse your training. But here we go.
A lot of adjectives.
Overhead. Overhead. We can take our hip hinge here, take a kettlebell into that rack, yep, and press it overhead. And again, ultimately holding for 20 seconds. Take your time returning low, return to the floor. If you're new to pressing, take your time and groove that body weight pattern. If collectively here, we just take an arm into this rack's position, low intensity, press it overhead. It's okay if your overhead is right here, but if your overhead is right here, we don't want to load it. But from here, what we could do is punch through that shoulder blade, then retract the shoulder blade and pull that elbow back to the rack. Groove those bodyweight presses, work on your overhead mobility, and if that's all good, let's go forward for one last time here today with our kettlebell load.
Or go back to a rack or a low hold again.
Exactly. So last time on the holds for today. Set up the hinge. Grab on, zip up, yep. Core brace press overhead. And again, we're here for about 20 seconds. We're bringing the elbow towards the ear, not the ear to the elbow, staying nice and stacked and safely crush that grip. Connect that kettlebell to be an extension of your arm and body.
Elbow straight.
Elbow straight.
Wrist straight.
And then in 3 seconds here, we'll resist gravity and slow down that kettlebell as it returns to the rack. 2 hands, adjust your stance as needed. Return up barehanded. Very good. Same thing other side. Set up that hip hinge. Grab onto the kettlebell. Zip up to the rack. Core brace press on the up. And again, adjust your stance if you need. One of the cues we like to say is that kettlebell heavy in your hand or is it heavy in your shoulder? We'd prefer that it feel heavy in the hand and shared among your core, your feet. And for 5 more seconds, brace that core, groove your pull as you pull that elbow to the rack. 2 hands, return to the floor, shake it. If you taste it and touch that a little bit and you want to do it again, let's do it. If again, like Lauren said, you want to regress or come back to the rack or the low, finish one last carry today in your position of your choice. Let's go overhead for those who can. Hip hinge, clean it to the rack, hip, core press up, adjust your stance if you need, and maintain that plank's tension. The armpits again are pulling down to stabilize that shoulder. The hand is gripping it to turn on that rotator in the shoulder as well. The feet are pushing, the core is bracing, the bum is squeezing. And then, nice and slow like Lauren did there, that pull down to rack. 2 hands, return to the floor with a little break. Last time other side, same conditions, hips, grips, pull, yep. Press to overhead, press those feet away. Brace the abdominals and breathe from behind that shield. Lauren's given that tap the butt cheek cue to squeeze your butt cheeks throughout. And for 5 more seconds here, we'll own that position up tall and then resisting gravity, control the down and build that groove to press from. Return and body weight up. Whew. There we go. I'd like to finish today's practice with just a little bit of our hip bar that connects all those beautiful shapes that Lauren had in the squat. So move those kettlebells off to the side, grab that balance aid or challenge it in center as you need, and one last repetitions here for the hips. Start by dorsiflexing at the ankle and pull a leg across the body. From there, nice and slow, let's open up to show that inseam forward. Then we can turn that inseam down, hug out the back, hug center, and then flex that hip, bringing it forward. Repeat to the back. Extension of the hip to the back again, hugging center, straight knees, then turn out of that hip, around to the side, to the front, and then extend under. And just one last time on the other side, same thing here. Dorsiflex on the ankle, hug center to bring the leg towards across the body, and then nice and slow, turn out. Hips are facing forward, turn down, rotate out the back, hug center, pulling under. And final time to the back here, extension of the hip, rotate out of that hip, lifting out and away, nice and control, to center, and then extend the hip forward to bring the leg back. Whether it's kettlebells, body weight, or bar-inspired exercises, we've got you covered. Tomorrow I teach an 8 a.m. live or 8:05 live bar class. If that was fun and nice stretchy for those hips, join me tomorrow live or in the archive. We'll be back for the rest of this week with our usual programming. We'll take a Christmas holiday and be back in the new year. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Thank you very much for spending today with us and staying strong with us online and at home. Anything else you want to say? Great.
Don't eat too many Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
We have to learn our own lesson
They
too.
end up on the ground. So thank you very much for following along.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for the comments as well.
And make sure you check out our membership online at barsandbells.com.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Please support
Have a good day.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.